Hey everybody, it's Sydney. Welcome to my haul for March of 2024. I'm going to be starting off with my releases from Kodansha, starting with Go-Go Loser Ranger, Volume 9. Then we have Origin by Boichi, Volume 3. Next is Welcome Back Alice, Volume 6. I believe this is the semi-final volume, I'm not certain though. Then we've got Number Call, this is my first Nagisa Furuya work. There's a few of their works I want to end up picking up eventually. I just realized my paws made a weird sound when I scraped the table. Next up, we have Quality Assurance in Another World, Volume 6. Then we've got Wistoria, Wand and Sword. This is Volume 7. Oddly enough, it's got like kind of rounded sides, which is weird. Sorry about the shaking there. I think my arm was in an awkward position. Next, we've got The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 9. Then we've got Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher, Volume 3. Next, we have No Longer Allowed in Another World, Volume 5. We did transition into Seven Seas with Delinquent Daddy. I just did not. Oh, with 100 Girlfriends, but I just didn't mention it. Next, we've got Ennead, Volume 2 by Mojito. This is a BL, I believe, but it's the BL elements don't really take effect until a bit later on, I think. I've heard that the third volume is when it should start having some explicit scenes in the hardcover. We've got the final volume of the Dragon King's Imperial Wrath, which is Volume 3. And next we've got Volume 4 of Last Game. Kind of like Kaguya-sama, but shoujo. I'm not sure if it came before Kaguya or not. It might have. It's pretty old. Then we've got Orb on the Movements of the Earth, Volumes 3 to 4. Was also getting close to finishing, I believe. We've got another final volume with Polar Bear Cafe, Volume 4. It's a bit odd. This doesn't say anywhere on here it's a final volume, and it also doesn't really hint at that in the end of the book, but I think it's just kind of, I think Seven Seas said it themselves, and also just looking at manga updates. Then we've got Who Made Me a Princess, Volume 5. Next, we've got Yokai Cats, Volume 7. Then is lastly for Seven Seas, at least for the releases that came out this month. We have Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko Volume 4. This is also, I believe, the semi-final volume of the series. I'd have to confirm that. Next, we're going to get into brief covering of Tokyo Pop. I didn't get many. Volume 5 of Budokan, or if my favorite pop idol made it to the Budokan, I Would Die, came out this month. But I hadn't gotten Volume 4 because it kind of slipped through the cracks. Something interesting about this, though, is I can't handle things today. Um, each of these different little icons on the spine for the Tokyo Pop are different colors, and I think it's going to be different colors for each of the colors of the main characters, or the main idol group's colors. I'm not sure what they're going to do after we get through all those colors or not, but it's still really pretty and cute. Lastly, for Tokyo Pop, we've got Sengoku Yoko Volume 6. I also realized I missed out on Volume 5 and picked that up, but that's going to be in April's haul. Then we're going to get into another one shot, or another publisher we only have one book from, which is One Piece Books with Usotoki Rhetoric Volume 6. Then we've got two books from. Also, similar thing that happened with If My Favorite Pop Idol Made It to the Budokan, where I didn't realize Volume 2 of Team Phoenix came out. So, picked up both Volume 2 and Volume 3 this month. Next, we've got two Square Enixes with Mr. Villain's Day Off 3 and Cherry Magic 10. Next up, we've got Honey Lemon Soda Volume 5, which is starting the Yen Press releases. Then we have another volume of The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, Volume 4. Finally, we've got Volume 2 of Reborn as a Vending Machine, I Now Wander the Dungeon. This has been a very slow release, and I think the manga is also very slow to come out in Japan as well, unfortunately. Uh, Next, we have Shadow's House, Volume 6. Then we get into the oversized 70s yen presses with The Abandoned Empress Volume 7. We're getting very close to the end of this series. Then we've got Coffee Moon Volume 5. Just found out recently that this finished publication in Japan, and it's only going to be, I think, 6 or 7 volumes. Next is Delicious in Dungeon. Minor spoiler on the cover here, so be wary of that. Volume 13. This is the semi-final volume of the series. Next one's going to be the last one. It's unfortunate the anime only started so late into the manga serialization. Then we've got the final volume of The Essence of Being a Muse, which is Volume 3. Next, we've got Monato's Laundromat, Volume 2. Then we've got Nights with a Cat, Volume 3. This has been a while since Volume 2, so it's good to get another one of these. Lastly, for Yen Press, we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. I believe this came out, we got this in March. I didn't log it correctly, so it might not have been March, not sure. Next, let's get into the Viz releases, starting with the only shoujo beat that had a release this month that I got, which is Like a Butterfly 5 by Sue Morishita. Then we've got, we've got 2 Sublimes. Oh gosh, the plastic on the cover is making that hard to pick up. First of all, we've got Candy Color Paradox Assorted Pack. I haven't opened it yet since I want to read the original series once I finish it. Once I finish collecting it before I can actually read that. Then we've got Pink Heart Jam Volume 2. This is the final volume of this series. And then we've got the 2 Shonen Sunday that we usually end up having, which is just Helk Volume 8 and Mal Volume 16. Komi is the only other Shonen Sunday series we really collect. It's currently ongoing, but that didn't have a release this month. Or I think it might have, I'm not sure. We picked it up later in April, though. Then we're getting into the Shonen Jump releases, starting with Blade of the Moon Princess Volume 3. And this is by Tatsuya Endo, the Spy Family creator. Next, we have Blue Box Volume 9. More people need to read this. I'm going to keep saying it. Then we have Dandadan Volume 7. And the anime is coming out extremely soon for this. Then we've got Dark Gathering Volume 6. Next is Mashal Volume 15. We're only a few volumes away from this series ending now. And lastly, for Shonen Jump, we have Spy Family Volume 11. Next, we have the Viz Sigs. Just remember that Freeren's also a Shonen Sunday, but regardless. Next, we have the Viz Sigs with Alice in Borderland Volume 9, the final volume of this series. Then we've got Dracula Midnight Children. I assume that's how it's pronounced. I've never heard it actually pronounced in person. Volume 2 by Shinichi Sakamoto. Then we've got Insomniacs After School Volume 5. Next up is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean, Volume 3. Also known as my favorite part of JoJo's. And then lastly, for Viz Sig, we have Magilumiere Magical Girls Inc. Volume 1. Then we've got the big releases from this month. They were both Kickstarters, so I'm counting them as releases for this month because that's when I got them. We've got the Isaki Uta Lost and Found collection, which contains Mine-kun's Asexual, Mermaid in the Bottle, Leaper, and Silkscreen. I don't know if you can still order these off of the original publisher's website. It's Irodori Comics. I backed this on Kickstarter, so that's how I was able to get mine. I'm not sure if there's a way to get them normally, as opposed to the other Kickstarter item I backed. Oh gosh, it's too heavy. Hold on. I couldn't move it with one hand. We've got Tezukomi, which is a collection of various stories by authors, different authors around the world in tribute to Osamu Tezuka. I hope neither of these fall. And I believe these are going to be in regular bookstores. I didn't know they were, but my partner did find them in their books to be ordered online, so that's good. So we've got volume 1 here, and we have volume 2. Very interesting looking. Um, I have the special Kickstarter one, so I have like hardcovers, and then also I think I paid extra for this. I don't remember, but absolutely love the rounded edges. I can't get enough of that when it comes to books. There's so many times I just like scrape myself on those edges. And then that's the last of the new releases for this month. Next, I'm going to be kind of covering the books that I got that came out in previous months, stuff that I'm just picking up now because of sales, that sort of thing. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm going to be going over the books that came out in previous months that I'm just now picking up because of sales and such. First of all, for Seven Seas, we have Seventh Time Loop Manga, Volume 3. Then we've got Volumes 1 and 2, which is completed of a series called Red Riding Hood and the Big Sad Wolf. I picked this up on a whim because it just looks cute and silly, and I want to give it a shot. Next, we have Volume 5 of Rave Master. This is a series I'm just trying to pick up very, 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 very slowly because it's super hard to find at a decent price. Then we've got My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. I've been looking for this for a while, trying to find it used. Finally did find it used. Then we've got Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Volumes 3 and 4. I don't remember the name of this specific type of publication of it. I've heard that this is going to be harder to find than the other versions, so that's fun. I wanted to get that because it matched the Sailor V one, or I think it's Sailor V, volumes that we have. Then we've got a rare find for me, which is Antique Bakery Volumes 1 and 4, both found for under retail price, which completed the Antique Bakery series. So happy about that. I am really excited to read this finally. That completed Seven Seas, and then um, Sailor Moon was Kodansha, and Antique Bakery was DMP. I'm just bad at remembering to specify. Then I think the rest is Viz, starting with volumes 3, 4, and 8 of the Fruits Basket Collector's Edition. Another lucky find for a pretty good price. Then we've got a lot of a series called Aoharu Ride. It's either Aoharu Ride or Aoharu Ride. I don't know the actual way it's pronounced. I'm assuming Ride. So with this, we've got volumes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and 13. Just realized the camera was slipping off the... We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Scoot those off into the oblivion. Then we've got 3 more volumes of Ceres, Celestial Legend, volume 6, 7, and 8. I've been getting more into picking up series by Yu Watase. I think it started with Absolute Boyfriend. And now I'm wanting everything she's done. She's done a lot, though. A lot of good shoujo that a lot of people consider classic. Another rare find, we had Inuyasha Volume 44, and I got this for $10, which is about retail, but these singles are very difficult to find after a certain point for a good price. We've got 2 Pokemon volumes under the Viz Kids line, which is Diamond and Pearl Adventure 3 and Volcanion, and the Mechanical Marvel, which is a one-shot. We've got a horror manga I've never heard of through a Viz An early Viz printing called Portus by Jun Abe. Uh, then we've got Queen's Quality Volume 6. And lastly, we've got Wanted, which is a one-shot by Matsuri Hino, the creator of Vampire Knight. And that's everything I picked up this month. Got a lot of good sales that I picked things up for this month. I think next month's probably going to be a little bit slower unless I find some crazy deals again. But yeah, going to try and improve my production value by having a sort of stand to hold my camera at some point, maybe next month. Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of figure out the best way to do these sort of things. It's a lot of trial and error, so I really appreciate everybody who's sticking around to watch these videos and see all the junk that I've, not junk, see all the stuff that I've collected, all the hoarding I'm doing, healthy habits and all. Woo. All right, well, I'll talk to y'all in the reading video, so see you then.